Hey, what up? I just wanted to make a quick video this morning. I want to tell everybody good morning, and I ain't gonna see everybody later, so good afternoon and good night out at the same time. But I was doing a lot of reading, and one of the things I noticed, I was researching on the slave trade, and doing my research on the slave trade, I had wanted to know what slaves and what countries they were pulling the slaves from. In other words, what part of Africa they were pulling the slaves from. I realized it's not just the west coast of Africa. And when I started to research this, and I began to go just purchasing a lot of books on slavery and doing a lot of internet research also. And as I began to read, they were pulling slaves from all over. One of the things I noticed was that's where the ships were docked at. Right? That's just where the ships were docked at. But then you had the east coast of Africa, where also they began to ship slaves at also. Now, we all know slavery existed. We all know anybody that tells you that it didn't, get away from them, they the devil. Okay, saying that, let's continue on. Now, when I was reading about different areas of the slave trade, I said, okay, well, I know there had to be just mixtures of people on those boats. Tribes are tribes. That's what Africa meant by tribes. So that being said, I said, it should have been tough. We don't have to go into all of that. But as I began to do more and more research, I began to notice a pattern. Okay, because I said, well, there had to be, just different. Africa is not a country. It's a continent. All right. And I kept on saying they had to just be mixing up anybody, putting them on there, mainly Kemetic people, Hamitic tribes versus Shemitic tribes. Right. Nope. Not at all. They were taking one group of people and putting them on them damn boats. One group of people. For those who are in the know, already know. For those who don't, read Deuteronomy 28. But they were literally taking one group of people, because I started researching this tribe called the Makal tribe. And I was just all like, all right, let me research them. They were Igbo people. Every tribe I researched, they were Igbo people. Igbo people. Now I understand there were maybe a couple of African tribes of peoples that got on those boats, right? But those boats got turned around and they went back to Africa. It was told to send them back to Africa. This is very true. But I want to get a second witness on this book that I'm reading to support that. All right. Now, it was one group of people from the Bight of Biafra, from Benin, from Mozambique, to Senegal, to Gambia, to the Congo, you name it. They were removing one group of people off of the continent of Africa. And I was so amazed by it. And I was like, wow, what happened? We fail. We fail as a people. Read Deuteronomy 28. It's true. It holds true. It holds true. We lost our power. And I just really began to dig deep. The Calabar tribes. And I was just like, those were Igbo people. Igbo people. See, we were on the run. Basically, we were on the run. And those curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, were fulfilled. Okay? We lost all our power and we fell as a nation. Okay? There's no running from this thing. See, we got to return to him as commanded in Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. He said, return to him, not return to church on Sunday. You see, this is why we are now last in everything, in our neighborhoods, in our schools, in everything. And then they use your talent to become first, whether in sports, whether in business, whether in invention, idea, scholarship. They're using that. They're using you. This fulfills Romans 11, the 11th chapter, where it said the fall of the Israelites will be the riches for the world, for the Gentile nations. They were only grabbing one group of people, and my mind was blown. I kept on saying, well, there got to be some raw African tribes that were put on those boats. It was less than 1% probably. And they were literally turning those boats around. So there's a judgment coming. And we got to return to the Father, because he does not take pleasure in destroying his chosen people. Everything that we did when we inherited our land, when we came out of Egypt, because we were there, it was because of him. When we crossed the River Jordan, it was because of him. All right. When we were in the wilderness, he fed us. It was because of him, our power on high, our Father. It was because of him. But the reason why we don't know this is because they set up white supremacy organizations called Christian churches in every black neighborhood. Why? To keep you dumbed down and watered down from your true power, which is him. I don't know why everybody thinks that we have a Father who's one big softy and loves everybody. He said, I love those who love me, but I've chosen you, Zion. But yet you all won't read. You keep calling it the Old Testament. A lot of what Christ spoke, Mashiach, the one you all call Jesus Christ, it was the Old Testament, Torah. I can parallel every speech he gave with Torah or the prophets, because that entire book spoke of him coming. And he tried to tell us and teach us, remember who your power is. And y'all not listening. We not listening. First 5 books teaches you all this. Every historical document from the prophets all the way to the fall of Judea was foretold. But we lost our way after all those captivities. And he put us in those captivities. That's how he punished his children. This is the last captivity. And there's a judgment coming to the nations. But y'all don't want to listen. A lot of people think, oh, Chris is just being religious. That's an excuse. Just say you don't want to hear it, and I'll respect that. But he said, return to him. How do we return to him? Through his law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you love God. 1 John chapter 5, verses 1 through 3. The entire book of Deuteronomy, Leviticus, it spoke on these things. We got to wake up. Run up out of them Christian churches. Read the first 5 books on your own. They were removing us off that continent of Africa. You're not an Egyptian. And the next person come at me with that Egyptology bullshit, I'm going to spit in his face. You pagans. Puh.